Hello again. Welcome to Girl Let's Talk. This is our opportunity as girls to come and chat all things spicy, juicy, healing, and scandalous, just slightly. You know what I mean? And it's our time and it's our space, okay? Before we begin, my name is Andy Maqondwana. I'm the host of Feel Good on K959. Come through 12 to 3 every single day. Well, Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I'm off. I ain't there. If you come through, I'm not there. Don't even ask for me, okay? But nonetheless, I'm here. We're going to have a girl chat with some of the girls and some of my faves from K959. So, starting off, we've got a lady that I think everybody knows from K959. She's a face and a voice that is very familiar. She is a music guru. Nothing passes this lady. She's listened to every album on vinyl, on CD, on flash disc, on the radio, on a wireless. She's listened. She knows everything. Okay. Kgomotso, Meso. Hello, my darling.
How are you doing?
Wonderful. Awesome. Colorful. Hey. What again? Look at you.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you for honoring the invite.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, I've got Miss Tyroline Franks. She's the G that gets you up and gets you going on your weekends. And if anything, she's the one lady who makes traffic sound very sexy. Can you say there's a obstruction on Main?
Oh my goodness. Do we do this now?
Yes.
Can I invoice?
I can send you my fake email address. Sure. Yeah.
You might just encounter some delays on the streets, but not on the air. Yabo?
Come on, somebody. Tyroline Franks, everybody. How are you, babes?
I'm well, thank you. Good
Wonderful.
to be here.
Thank you, ladies, for coming through.
No problem.
It's a safe space.
It is.
It's not like, it's gonna be broadcast everywhere and millions of people will watch, but it's a safe space for us. You know what I'm saying? Totally safe. So I want to break the ice a bit. You'll see there's a bowl in front of you.
I'm
So
scared.
in this bowl is a bunch of words, right? So you're gonna take one of these pieces of paper.
Okay.
There'll be a word.
Okay.
You have to sing a song with the word in.
Oh no!
Yes. And then the rest of us must guess what the word is. Yeah.
So do I actually say the word?
No, you sing.
Yeah. So I mean, do I sing the word? That's
Yes. No, you must.
So if it's baby, I can say baby, baby,
Yes.
and then
But
you
make it
will-
hard at least. Say, come on.
Oh, must I make it hard for you?
Ish. Yeah. Okay, Kgomotso, you can start since you've opened already.
Ooh,
You've been
this one
dying
is
for this
too
game.
easy.
Okay.
And it's gonna be easy for everybody.
It's
Okay.
fine.
He makes happy music, so. Cause I'm happy. If you feel
okay.
like a room
Feel or happy?
without a
One or two.
roof.
Happy.
Cause I'm happy.
Happy.
Hypo! Sorry! Hypo!
Not your eyes. I just want, because you said feel, clap around. It's a lot of words. Okay, so happy is the word. Sorry. Thank you. Tyroline!
Oh, my
Before I
turn.
escape the eyes of death.
Yo, I can only think about one song.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
R&B?
Hey,
Or-
baby. I think I wanna
Marry you. Okay.
Okay.
That was easy.
It is easy.
I'm trying to think of a hard song, but now it's going to be easy.
Yeah. It's your words, y'all.
God. Red wine. I don't know the rest of the
Come
lyrics.
on.
Red wine.
Nah. It's red.
Oh, it's just red.
You are wrong.
Oh, you
Just
should have said read my lips. I would have known that it's just red.
done with you. Homes, you'll go again.
Oh, am I going again? Oh my god. I'm so nervous. Sure. I don't know if you guys will know the song.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I don't know if I know the song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's where I can't sing the song.
There's what?
There's hope. You
Na,
gotta
na, na,
da,
na,
da,
na,
da,
na,
da.
I know.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, is it there? Okay. Tata.
Yo, guys.
You're good.
Stressing me.
I'm
so
sweating.
Let me drink water. Where?
This is very 2K-ish of me.
2K,
but
okay.
Yeah. But there was a song going viral on TikTok. Talking to the
Moonlight. I love that song. Okay, I'll do one.
You're not so old after all.
I love that song. I'm trying to think of a hard song.
Good luck.
But summertime.
Summertime. Is it summertime or is it summer?
It's summer.
Okay.
Bored with how easy I'm making this for you. Last round, yes, Kgomotso.
Last round.
Can't be that bad.
Dizzy. What is it? Even if it's a gospel song, it's a refresher. Okay.
And I can't throw back and take another one.
You can take another one.
Please.
It's okay. Take another one. Thinking that.
Woo!
Ooh, is that the word?
God, was the singer.
It's fine. Ulamdas.
Nani nini na ra ra ra.
Oh, Carrie Hilton.
My name is
Carrie,
I'm
it's so very fly. Oh my, it's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Have you passed the word? Okay. Scary.
Pretty as a picture. Sweeter than
Pretty
a
go rock.
picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock. Pretty.
Rock.
You are my rocks. Is who Beyonce gave us all the songs.
Give
Rock of Ages. That's a gospel song. Mem.
Hallelujah.
Abanda banga sondia baya bona kala.
Yo.
Oh, it requires vocals.
Yeah.
I can't see you. Is it?
Okay. Okay.
Like a soprano.
Do you want to do a do re mi? Are you sure?
Actually, okay, no. I can't sing, guys. I can speak.
Utindodo.
Okay. Giving me
Joy. Joy.
Yeah.
Is that joy the word? Okay.
Oh.
What were you singing before?
Oh, nothing.
Not the musical scales.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is a word.
Of course.
And I'm going to sing
I hope so.
a song
Okay.
while I think about
Not
it.
written by you.
Oh. Hurt people.
Okay, I don't know the words.
Na 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 na.
People.
There we go. There's only 2 words in that song. It took you a while to get there. My gosh, I had much more faith in you, Kgomotso. Guys, welcome. Okay.
thank you.
Speaking of music, Kgomotso, we know you're a music guru. Other than music, what
I'm a
makes you
guru.
feel good?
Shoo, that's
Other than music.
tough.
That's why I took it out the category.
That is so tough. Other than music, what makes me good? What makes me
Feel good. Yeah.
Man, movies.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a movie buff.
My happy time is movies, old, new. I'm a very experimental with what I
Is it?
watch.
Okay.
I'm a bit impatient, so series drive me crazy.
Really?
So I fast forward, but there are some series that are so good. Like Bridgerton was really good for me. I watched it, you know, but there are episodes where I fast forwarded because I felt like this is going on for way too long. But
Okay.
I think the art in its entirety, I love music, I love concerts, I love being out there, I love picnics. So yeah,
person.
don't like people, but yeah, in general.
Cake
Speaking
Yeah.
of people, hey, proper Aquarius. Tata, what makes you feel good?
So apart from my 4-year-old daughter,
Oh, no.
I dance. People
Really?
You guys don't know this.
Okay, step up for
Hectic. No. So I wish I had started
that
out with
level.
ballet. But I'm actually a hip hop street dancer.
I can see it though.
Man.
You can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it.
Oh, so you were crumping when we were crumping
Actually,
phase.
yes. I was crumb queen at Elders
You
at
lie.
some point.
No
Don't play, guys. Do not play.
I need video footage and evidence.
Go check my Instagram.
My problem with crumping is that the problem with crumping is the fact that you don't know if it's a seizure or it's a dance move. You're like,
yeah, well,
which one is it? A mouth? Did you pull it?
yeah, no. You have to
Which
observe
one?
properly so that you can see what the storyline actually is.
You're
But
so in depth. I did not know this.
Yeah.
Hectic. You know the reason why we brought you two together, right? Is because I think from outside observation, and I can say outside because I'm somewhat the newest recruit on Kaya, so I have an outside perspective of the two of you. You guys look and seem like you guys have just such a solid sense of self, like solid human being. I mean, Kgomotso. There are days where I'm content. You understand? But really a solid sense of self, and literally when you're on the mic, you cannot hear nerves. It's just, just solid sense of self. Is it true? 1, and 2, is it something that you developed? Where did you develop from? Who was the person that really was a part of you being the person that you are now?
Sense of self. I would say that I do have sense of self, but I think a lot of it is still developing. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you sound like the doyen when you speak.
Hey?
But in actual fact, you are still also going through, struggles with actually embodying what you say. So I think a sense of self, yes, I don't have an issue with feeling like I need to please anyone. I don't have issues with feeling like I am not good enough. It doesn't mean that from time to time I don't suffer from imposter syndrome, you know. It doesn't mean from time to time I don't feel like, whoa, why didn't that happen for me? It doesn't mean I'm not good enough. Of course we go through all of that, but I would say that I am very solid in who I believe I am. But it comes with a lot. It comes
especially
with a lot.
in this industry.
Yeah.
That part.
I think for most of my life, I've been living in my head.
Is
So,
it?
yeah. So, you know, that
That's a
obviously...
stressful place,
That
child.
obviously means that I spend a lot of time here.
Yeah. I
and
get you.
here,
I
and I'm
get
always
you.
doing introspection. And so the minute I come around people, it's like, okay, you've already done this sort of thinking about yourself, so you have no other choice. This is who you are. You know, just embrace that. But I think, you're never really a complete package. You're always striving towards more. You're always hoping to become a better person. And so I'm constantly working towards that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the failures are somewhat of a teacher, to be honest. I think the failures will always challenge you, even in the self that you think you've kind of
Established.
buckled down or established. But I think the challenges and the failures will always find a way to like nudge you, back into reality. And I think while you might have a sense of self, while you might say this is not for me, I saw a video not so long ago, and this pastor, I love him to bits. I wish he wasn't married, but hey,
ma'am.
life is
Ma'am.
life. And as life would have it, he's of course married, and he's all the way in America, and I don't do church,
So the odds are
no
small.
worries.
Is it
small.
TD Jakes?
No,
Not your type.
Michael type.
No, definitely not.
Okay,
my
good.
type.
Okay.
But he was saying that part of knowing who you are is knowing your limitations and knowing what's not for you. So you should be able to say, no, thank you, I will not partake in that.
Hey.
No, thank you, I won't drink that. I won't eat that. I won't be around those people.
I won't be a part of that.
I won't be a part of that. So I think for me, that's the self that I've kind of,
Established.
completely established.
Got you.
My no is very well thought out. It's not a no because I'm trying to be, antagonistic or disagreeable. It really is a no because I know that I do not want to partake in this action.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to be part of this movement, so to speak. Yeah.
You know, one thing about sense of self, right? I think the first relationship we have or awareness that we have of ourselves is when you start menstruating, right?
Yeah.
That's when you realize, oh, there's body parts.
Yes.
And they're functional.
And they can
do
talk.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious, when you first got your period, who had the conversation with you? Did you have the conversation? Where did you get education about your period from?
I mean, I don't know, but in my day, we used to talk about this at school.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Was this before or after you had it?
No, this was before.
Okay.
But
good.
I remember the conversation with my mum was, it was the most uncomfortable, cringy conversation
Vibes.
ever. And so I took it from there. I remember she was about to leave for work. I was getting ready for school. I called her back. She literally just left. And I called her back. I was like, Mommy!
Something's happening.
Something's happening.
Yeah.
I knew what it was, but I didn't know what to do. She was like, okay, this is how you place a sanitary towel, and I'll see you later on. When she came back home later that night, I think the one thing she said was, now you stay away from boys.
Not now you stay away from
Yeah.
boys.
You stay away from
But
boys.
why is that always the conversation? It's weird.
Yeah, I actually don't know, but I feel like there was almost no other way to phrase it.
I get you.
Because it's such an uncomfortable conversation to have. So I guess it was just like straight to the point. These are the consequences. Don't you even dare.
I think mine was weird. And just like you, friends had been talking, because I was a bit of a late bloomer. Most of my friends had already had an oopsie at school. They had already gone on their periods. And when I had my period, I remember I also told my mom, excuse me, and my mom went berserk, bought sanitary towels to feed all of South Africa. It was sanitary pads. It was pads everywhere. And
That's
she
cute.
came. She also showed me how to do it. But then I think where it got weird for me and my mom is that I only had my period then, and then the rest of the year I didn't have my period.
Really?
And I think the "were you with boys" conversation kind of happened, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. It came and it left, but I think she had seen an experience like that before, so she was calmer. But I know she panicked when I told her that I had my period. She went and bought every kind of sanitary pad you can think of, and then only after the following year, then literally clean that 11 months I did not have my periods. The next year, then my periods started, and they were regular, and they are so regular.
You should have savored those 11.
Listen. Now that I'm going through it, I'm like, whoo,
Is this
where
necessary?
is the SMS,
You
bruh?
know, shine.
Well done, you're not pregnant.
That's
Or
it.
child, I'm disappointed, not pregnant.
We don't
Whatever, but like, give us it.
Yeah.
You know what's
Periods are
funny?
something
What
else.
I've realized about menstruation is that there's a lot of shame that comes with it. And I remember when I first started my period, I embodied shame. I hid the whole thing the whole day. I was up and down from the bathroom because I'm like, in my babes, what you mean? In my head, the only thing I'm thinking about is I can never swim again. That is the only thing. Even though I can't swim already, you understand?
okay.
But in my mind, I thought I will never be able to swim again. I was panicking because in my mind, I thought it's happening every day of your life. And then I think my sister saw what was going on, and then she told my mom, and my mom came and sat me down saying, okay, this is what's happening. You're having your period now. When you have your period, you have to have a pad on. Happens for 5 days a month. Relax. Because I was like, am I going to be able to swim again? I see the blood. I need to know.
Can
will
I
I
dive
enter a
into the
pool?
pool?
You know what I mean? So I think the one thing I think we carry, even with just womanhood and our parts, is the shame aspect.
100.
And then there's the part of stay away from boys. Why? Is the boys brought into
And
the
that's a
aspect?
huge,
Why?
responsibility and almost like a burden to carry. I mean, I grew up playing with boys. Like I was that kid.
Exactly.
And so it was very difficult for me to now understand. But I guess you kind of, eventually with further conversations, you then understand that, okay, these are the reasons. But just to open it up a little more, I think, we're now at a time or at a point, I've got a daughter.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
And I
yeah.
absolutely cannot wait to have those conversations with her, because I understand that the world now works differently. There's like information overload, and I want to get to her before the world does. I'm really excited about that. I mean, she's only 4, but when we do eventually get to that point, those are the conversations that I'm absolutely ready to have.
Yeah.
And I think, some of the shame probably comes with lack of understanding.
That part.
I was completely a tomboy growing up, so I was only surrounded by boys. So I can only imagine if I were to, mess on myself, what would the boys say? Because they are also so young.
Yeah.
They also don't understand. It's not like I'm talking about my boyfriend now. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of the shame came with the lack of information.
Yeah.
The lack of understanding from your peers. The ones that have had it before, they feel like they're the older sister. They're already walking around and they know to wear tights underneath the tunic.
Yeah.
They already have it on lock, But when you are still new at it and you're still learning, which pad to use. Because not all pads are for you.
Of course.
Some are so harsh and you're like, why is this thing so harsh? And some are nice and soft, but they leak too quickly.
True.
So there's so many things that you almost have to govern and get used to and know what you want. I mean, I started using a tampon at my very late adult stage because I was like, yo, guys,
What is this
are
now?
you
And
sure that
also-
this won't feel like I am doing the nasty
That part.
every single time I'm
You're
on my
walking-
period? No.
And there's so many myths around using tampons, especially when you're a
Yeah.
young girl growing up. It's like,
so much misinformation.
Yeah, and I think that's so important. But something else I think is also, very interesting is how all our stories just differ.
Similar, right?
It's different,
But
but it's all
similar in some way.
similar
Yeah.
in certain ways. So I can tell you that, oh my gosh, my mom had this conversation with me. It was really cringe. You didn't want to have that conversation
At
with your
all.
mom. You shied away from it. So it's also different, but also the same.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
in hindsight now, it's fairly interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, you said that you had my mom did not necessarily have a conversation with me. She just went and stocked up on pads.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
And
that
you
was
assume
her,
that that's what you use.
That was
Yeah.
her communication. That okay. Save the day. Let's save the day. Let the child not have blots everywhere. That's what she did.
cute.
That really what she did. But I don't have a daughter, but I know that. Because of some of the conversations we didn't have with my mom, and my mom is a lovely human, but my mom is also, quite strict with what we are talking about and how we are addressing it. But I see that what I then do is I do it with my nieces and my little sister, because I think the importance is always, I'll use a term for the 2000 self-love. When you do know who you are and why
Absolutely.
things are happening. I think it's kind of easier. It doesn't mean it won't be hard, but it's that much easier to go through certain things. And I think periods should never be a thing that you feel like it's a struggle to go through.
Yeah.
We've almost accepted that period pains are not are normal. Those things are not normal.
At all.
They are not normal. So if you are having extreme period pains, see a gynecologist. There are interventions that you can do. There are pills you can take. There are certain things that you can do
Absolutely.
to make sure that your period is not this completely debilitating thing. Because I think a lot of people, even with people that are in need, they don't go to school maybe because they don't have pads and sanitary towels. But there are people that don't go to school because their bodies work against them during their
Absolutely.
period. And we don't understand that there's actually doctors that can sort that thing out. But because of the lack of conversation, we are not
the thing.
talking
It's
about
shame. It's well
why
part
do
of
you
it.
have such bad period pains? Oh, I've got thin lining. Who told you?
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
thin lining?
yeah.
Did you see a gynae and a gynae told you that you have thin lining? And then so much later in life, you find out that maybe you have cysts, you have a fibroids, you have this, you have this. Whereas it could have been handled
Earlier
some of these
on.
things could have been handled earlier on. So I do think that the conversation around that, I don't know, comfort around the fact that this is a natural thing. It happens.
Absolutely.
It happens. Just embrace it a bit more so that we can talk a bit more about it.
Do you think young boys should also be educated about it? Because I think part of it is also, they also enforce the shame aspect.
Yeah.
Even if they don't understand. But I remember boys having a whole lot of conversations, and I'm like, sir, are you bleeding?
Yeah.
Hush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I think, that is exactly where the shame also comes from. You're at school, you mess on yourself. What do?
Girl,
You
that
run and
anxiety,
hide.
hey.
Yes, you run and hide in the toilet. You don't know how to have that conversation. And chances are you are at a very fragile stage in your life.
Absolutely.
So you're thinking about the boys as much as you shouldn't be. Like, oh my gosh, this guy's in my class. He's probably going to see it.
My crush.
My
crush is gonna see it.
That part.
and so I think there's a huge responsibility on schools, on parents, just conversations all around that I think we need to have with boys.
Yeah, and
very
even
necessary.
men. I mean, I can just imagine what it feels like the first night. I think I've had an oopsie at a guy's place before. You sleep and you
Sure.
think everything is tucked in properly.
Can't.
How so?
Yeah.
What is this
You are
ink?
like, you almost want to take care of it before he wakes up.
Yeah,
and, well, it becomes messy because it's not a normal. Shucks. Oh, baby. Oh, man. Yeah, you just say you're in your periods. I know. Cool. We'll throw it in the wash.
Yeah.
It's not that at all. It's the utter shame. How could I have messed
Yeah.
on this guy's bed? And Nako, you've been dating him for how long? How long has he known that you've had his period? You have had periods. I mean, he's old enough to know that you definitely go on your periods. But I think it's the constant thing that periods, I don't know what made periods taboo. I don't know where in our lives the conversation was so harsh around periods that it became taboo. Even though my only guess would be it was such a private thing.
Yeah.
That's why you don't need to show it. The same way you don't have sex in public. I think periods are
Sacred
treated
of some
the
sort,
same.
yeah.
That you should not be, and no one should see that you are. I'm on my period right
I
now.
get you.
You know, I'm on my period right now, and I'm okay. I feel nothing. But I think then it was almost like your periods are sacred. You know how Zulus don't want to know what you're doing in the loo.
Yeah.
When you get up and you go to the loo, you're just going to the loo. Don't be telling them, I need to wee. Why?
Too much information.
So I think periods were just like that. It was something that you were having. It was your moment, your private moment. Don't involve us. Here's a pad. Shut up. Get on with it. You've got period pains. Here's a Panado.
Move on.
Do it. Move on. And I think that aspect made it so sacred, but in the worst possible way. It was like a deep, dark secret kept by village gogos that no one should know that girls go on period. It's such a thingy, you know. And I do think some part of it is probably the protection of they must not know that you can now have a child.
I get you. You're right.
Reproduce. So
because then they'll take advantage of
100%.
some sort. Yeah.
So that protection became so overwhelming that it was now almost unnatural to have your period openly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's move on to relationships, ladies.
Yeah.
This is where the danger
Mute
is.
my mic.
Because we've been touching on the aspect of shame and secrecy, all of that. So let's talk about secrets in relationships.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a relationship? Izinto ziyaqhuba ehamba ngoline, you are within, and then you realize down the line when you're too far deep in, this person missed telling me a very important aspect of themselves. Like they got 6 kids.
Way.
Hey.
Thank goodness I
Like they are in major
Sure.
debt. You know, just things that you should know, whether, you know what I mean, that you would like to have known whether, you know, going in.
Yeah. Once upon a time,
There lived a girl.
not so long ago, there was someone who lied about his age.
Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute.
So-
Which way? Older or younger?
Younger.
Ooh.
So he was older, but he told me that he was younger.
Gotcha. That's weird.
For some people, it's believable. I guess it's because I'm not a 2K, but
Yeah,
I'm almost
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But you want to shoot your shot, and I felt so betrayed because I felt like you could have just told me this from the beginning,
Let me have the choice.
and I will make an informed decision. That's as far as it goes. But I ended up finding out via a Vax card that I saw. COVID-19 had some perks.
Not
okay?
a pandemic coming through.
Pandemic saved my life.
Quite literally. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
that
a story we'll never hear.
I mean, that happened, but it's just like if you can lie about something like that.
Yeah. What else?
What else, my
What
bro?
else?
Like, I mean,
I guess the worst for me is the new relationship. When maybe the guy has been single for a bit, so he's got places where he relieves himself. So he's got situationships. And I don't know about it. And the situationships are also a secret to everyone.
Hey.
So if the guy is sleeping with Ty, even us as a group, we don't know that they are sleeping together. And when you
That's
come
hectic.
in, you are now part of the group.
The conglomerate.
You're now part of the conglomerate. And now, down the line, you're like, why does Ty look at me like that?
Hey.
Why is Ty seemingly having a problem with me? And it's like, oh no, I'm just clearing my black book. But you could have told me that you have a little black book.
Because also you don't know if I will agree to that.
100%, and I think probably that's the worst. But the worst story I've ever heard, my cousin, please don't kill me.
Hey,
I won't
Kav.
mention your name. I won't mention your name. But she was speaking to this guy. It was going well. It was amazing. The guy would always bring lunch to her, but he would never get out of the car. And then one day he's like, man, I'm always, I'm very presumptuous with what you want for lunch. Come with me. Let's go. Let me buy you lunch. How? Okay. So she's thinking, we're going to go sit, chill, maybe. And the guy goes through a drive-through. And it happened 3-4 times. And then eventually, when you're excited about a boy, your friends know. Your colleagues know.
Of course.
So the one colleague is like, nakilo mona. Goes down. As she goes down, she's like, no.
Oh gosh.
Baby girl, no.
Oh gosh.
That is an absolute no. Why? No, this guy is hurt. That's
do you mean?
why he can't get out of the car. That's why you guys are going through drive-thrus. So the guy didn't tell my cousin that he actually has a spine injury or whatever the case may be. And my cousin felt so betrayed because like, okay, so you've decided for me that I'm so shallow. How was this going to play out? In 3 months, what were we going to do?
What was the plan?
yeah.
eventually we would have to go for a picnic. What and I think, you know, some of the lying and the secrecy that happen in a relationship are literally based on our insecurities. Oh, if I tell Kgomotso I have a black book, maybe I lose my chance.
Yeah.
If I tell
I
Ty
get
that
you.
I'm such and such old, then she might not get, because she'll look at me as an uncle. You know? So all of those insecurities, I think they build up and they make us lie in relationship, which is so unnecessary.
But you know, sometimes these things snowball. Sometimes you think, okay, I don't know how it's gonna be. Let me just, you know, play it out, play the field and
Maybe
see.
it's just a
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna be out, and then 3 months down the line, you're like, okay, let me wait 1 more month, and then it's 6 months, then it's
Shucks,
a year.
I like this guy.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, I guess I must tell him.
Yeah.
But like, what are some things for you that you would want to know? Top 5, top 3 that are non-negotiable. I need to know these things going in. These can't be a secret.
Are you going to therapy? That's my first
Really?
question. Yeah.
That is expensive.
Because I understand, but you must ne? You must make a plan. The church provides some sort of service.
Okay, what if it was previously in therapy?
It's okay, but I need to
fine.
know where you are with
Have
your
you
mental
dealt?
health.
Got
Have you
you.
dealt with your issues?
Yeah.
Because you can really come to me and act like you're this
Girl.
perfect package, and then down the line, I have to deal with those issues. We
Yeah,
all have
ne?
issues, but at the end of the day, you need to do something about it. So even if you're not fully there yet, are you working towards
Or
it?
even just aware. I think awareness does a massive
100%.
thing. Okay, therapy.
I think for me, I would want to know: do you have any past criminal records, and what are they?
Important.
I don't want to be caught off guard.
You
Yeah.
better preach somebody.
I don't want to be caught off guard with.
Are you on the run currently?
100%. I don't want to be caught with a guy who has malicious intent generally, who, like you said, has not dealt, and their way of dealing is punching someone.
Yeah.
Those things I want to know. I want to know if you have a criminal record, and if I'm going to hear you out, I want to know why did it happen? What happened? You stole a car? What happened?
Yeah.
Why were you stealing a car?
By mistake.
Why were you stealing a car? No, I was this. Are you still stealing cars?
Currently.
Currently?
Yeah.
Is your occupation
The side hustle.
Kathy Barry? You know? So I think for me, that is a very important conversation. At least for me, I want to know what kind of guy I'm getting myself into. And don't be shy about it, because you don't know. What if I like Makinza? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if that's my
Yeah,
type?
what if it's my type? But my problem is me now, police knocking at the door. No, you need to sign parole sheets. Parole sheets?
Immediately
Hectic.
no.
What did he do?
Immediately
What did he
no.
do? And if you are hiding it from me, I'm assuming that it's worse than what it actually
Yeah,
is.
of course.
You didn't steal cheese at ShopRite because beta that day. You actually killed someone, or you raped someone, or you beat up somebody into a pub. So all of those things matter, because especially because you never know, like you said, things snowball. You know, you don't know how serious it's gonna get, and you might just think, no, I'm passing through here. This is the dead town that I'm passing through. Kanti Highboy is an entire carnival,
That
and
part.
you wanna sit and you wanna stay and you wanna explore more. So once I have that feeling that I wanna explore more, we put it on the table. Are you blacklisted?
That's important information.
Do you still
Very
have,
important
do
information.
you have kids? How many baby mamas do you
Am
have?
I asking for too much for you to tell me if you're married?
What do you mean?
What?
Am I asking for too much?
No,
But you know what the
you
thing
must
is?
tell me.
No, but the thing is, guys, sometimes people omit because we don't ask. Sometimes that's the defense.
Ah.
You didn't ask.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but it-
Therefore then.
No ways. It can't be an omission if I didn't ask
Yeah,
if you
you
are
didn't
married. It's a, you
Have you met
know.
men?
I've met those
Okay,
things.
I'm just
Unfortunately,
putting
we
those
have.
things.
But my thing about it is, you must be able to tell me certain things, because your marriage impacts whatever thing we think we are doing.
Yeah.
So I can't call you at night.
Of course
Now
not.
I every time I try,
Good night.
why is he not picking up his
7
phone?
p.m.
You, good.
Yeah.
What is happening? So I think, yes, no, you are not asking for too much. Let me answer you.
Thank you.
You are
Okay,
not
so
asking
top
for too
5
much.
questions you should ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, we said, are you
Are you a
blacklisted?
criminal or something?
Are you
yeah?
a criminal?
Yeah.
What was the one? Are you
Are you
married?
married?
Okay, 4 5.
Are you going to
are you in
therapy?
therapy?
Are you in therapy?
Are you in therapy? Are you a romantic?
Hey.
Because I am. I am a die-hard fan of romance, of all things love, butterflies. You know, I am all for it. You know, and I think if you are not, are you willing to meet me halfway with my
Yeah,
romance?
yeah.
I'm not going to try to change you the same way I will then not frustrate you with trying to be romantic every time. I won't overwhelm you with romance when I know that you won't leave like a note at my door, or you won't leave like a piece of cake that you know I like, and then say, hey, I know you had a tough day. Enjoy a slice of
She wouldn't
cake,
change her
baby.
voice, eh?
Hey!
We get it.
You know. So I know that those things won't happen, and I know that maybe I might have to
adjust,
put in a bit more effort so that you can catch up to me. But I want to know, because that comrade lover, it's going to be problematic.
Hey, you're number
Be
5.
problematic.
You? Are you giving? Because
Giving with what? Money?
well, I mean,
Love it for you.
why not?
Okay. Very important.
You
Have you
batch me.
seen the petrol price?
I mean, that would be really nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in general, are you giving? Because I'm such a giver. And
Is that your love language?
that is my love language.
Got you.
And I don't want to be given the side eye, or I don't want to be giving you things and you do not understand what exactly that means, you know. So I'm just a natural giver, and I would like to know. There's nothing worse than a selfish man, guys.
And a selfish person in general,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
then you get exhausted because you're always the
keep
one
giving.
doing the
absolutely.
giving.
Absolutely.
So you're the one thing that you are, the one thing that you love about yourself as being a giver, all of a sudden it's a burden now.
Yeah.
Because your person is not meeting you halfway.
Yeah.
And I am exactly like, I'm ready to spoil because I'm a romantic.
Really?
So I'm a spoiler because I'm a romantic.
no, it's-
You know, but listen, I've hit, I don't want to say a speed bump. I've hit mountains.
Not mountains.
Where you are like, how Everest? Kunini. I've really hit them where I'm like, I'm done. Time out. I've given, it's fine. Let's have this vanilla relationship that you want.
Not vanilla.
Vanilla.
I'd say my top 5 is, maybe it's because I'm a psychology person, but I want to know what your relationship is with your father and your mother.
Okay.
I need to know, is it healthy? What's the situation? Because then I can gauge, particularly with your father, are you groomed for manhood, for being a man?
Wow.
You understand? That's important for me. And also, what school have you been taught? Are you a mfazi must? You know what I mean? Those are things, because we're going to fight.
Yeah.
We will fight. You
Okay.
understand? Yeah. So that for me would be a number 1.
Yeah.
Or number 5. Let's talk about how you guys are in relationships. Are you a dive-in or you put your toe in? Kgomotso is a dive-in, or I
I'm
can
a
see
dive-in.
she has her costume on
Honey.
right now. All the way.
As you
You're
say,
ready.
as you say, hello, I said you had me.
Say no more.
As you say,
Say no
hello.
more.
And the combos are doing the things. Christmas lights come on.
Hey.
I'm calling a friend. That's how much I dive in.
Wow.
Hey, I met a guy. I don't even know his name. I've met a guy. So I definitely dive in.
That is funny.
I dive in and it gets me burnt.
Ma'am, every time.
There's not one single event. There's not one single event. I'm like, I went in there too quickly.
Blind.
And I would call myself to order. And I'll be like, okay, the next time you take it slow.
Meanwhile.
My take it slow man is over 3 hours. Then I've eased into it. It took me 3 hours to look in the eye and say, but you're cute, Renan.
Hey, let's get married today.
Why are we not having babies? What's going on?
The Randburg Magistrate Court is open.
Honey,
I've heard.
I don't even want a flary. I'm not interested in a white gown. I'm not interested in any of those things. So we can do it. Are you ready? I'm ready.
Hi.
It's the movies. It's the
But
movies.
you're also an Aquarius.
It's the movies. I'm telling
Definitely
you.
being an Aquarius. Dive in or just put your toe in?
Now, at
Yeah,
this point
yeah.
in my life,
Yeah.
ay, gangan,
Toe.
gangan is-
Okay.
we do it.
Yeah,
I don't play that game anymore. I have to be cautious. I have to
So
protect.
before you were?
Yeah, I used to just okay, I
Really?
like you, X say yeah, what say yeah, let's do it.
Hey.
But I can't do that anymore
Yeah.
because I've learned, guys. Like
It's
I've
so
learned the
reckless,
hard
guys. It's
way.
reckless.
It really is.
Take it from me, the diver. It's reckless.
Yeah, no, it is.
Also
But
emotionally, the recovery.
YOLO. You only live once, right?
But you die once
No,
too.
you also die
There's
once, eh?
one opportunity.
Yeah, and I've died a couple of times. I'm like, am I a cat? You know? But I do like what you're saying, that you take it one step at a time, because I think, sometimes even after the dive, you do, slam on the brakes, or you do gear down and you watch. So because I am very aware, so as much as I dive in, I am not trying to find a pretty woman love story. I'm not really trying to find my Richard Gere. I'm very clear that humans are complex. Men can do you dirty. Women can do you dirty. 100%. So I really know that foresight I have. But I think the one thing I've told myself over and over again, I will never deny myself an opportunity to be silly in love. I will never deny myself the opportunity to experience it, because I think so many times we put these little, what if it goes bad? What if it goes, what if it goes great? What if this is the one relationship that freaking blossoms and it takes you from here to Timbuktu? But it doesn't matter. See, once you've allowed yourself to experience it, even if it's 3 months, you appreciate it.
That's
You're
true.
like, I had such a good time the last 3 months. That was awesome. Who's next?
Next to the queue.
but it's really that. So as much as I dive in, I do look at all those things. The red flags, I see them and I note them down. I'm like, okay.
I like red.
He's harsh. He's harsh with his tongue. He does it the second time. The third time, I'm like, you're on 3, sir.
Watch it.
Watch it. I know I'm all cute and dainty, and sometimes I can even be girly, not always tough, and I can do that for you. But do not think me saying I love means that you and I cannot have a serious conversations, because I am a sucker for serious conversations. I have the serious conversations. I want the serious conversations, because I don't want to be in a relationship with you for 2 years to only find out that you never want to get married. You never want to have kids. You never want to move in together. You never want to. And then I'm shocked 2 years later. But Nila, I can't breathe. So now the breakup is so painful. Because you're not only breaking up with your guy, you're breaking up with every dream you've had about this guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No. You know what I've realized? I think in everyone's lifetime, there will be that one relationship. That one where your brain cells said, cheers, I'm going to be out. I'm going to sit this one out. You understand? The feeling said, let's talk over here. You understand? Sense left. So this man or this person that you were dating, it was a circle. And I'm pretty sure Kgomotso relates, because this one, what we call it is called being lost in the sauce. You understand? So have you ever been lost in the sauce to the point where you've had an intervention, Kgomotso?
Intervention, no.
Not yet.
Intervention, no. It will never happen. Intervention, no. Because I do know my limits. See, I know that I'm not a Mborodo. I am not aspiring to be one. I'm not trying to have this guy that I will baby for the rest of my life. We meet each other halfway, and that's the only way our relationship grows. So I've never had an intervention, but I've had a relationship where I feel like I let too many things slide.
That part.
So that's getting lost in the sauce for me. Where you feel like, Mara, number 17. Should I have not said, no, bro, you're a serial cheater, I'm out. I'm coming, not coming, unreliable for the 50th time. Okay, sharp, you left it until 49. 50th, you didn't think, let me maybe get out. So I think sometimes when you really know that someone is good, they just struggle in some spaces or struggle with certain things. You become the mechanic too much. And you're like, but I know this car can move. I'm going to fix it. It's going to move.
Send him to therapy.
A friend of mine always says, Kgomotso, if you allow yourself to be an academic hospital, when that person is fixed, they're going to leave.
They're going to check out.
Because you cannot be a hospital. People do not live in hospitals. People live in homes. So if you continue being a hospital, you will always feel like people do you dirty. But you forget that you present yourself as this problem solver, as this nurse, as this doctor, as this specialist in 1, 2, 3. And then every time someone leaves you, you're that much emptier. You're that much emptier. And then in no time, you don't even recognize yourself in love.
But sometimes the sauce is so saucy.
It's so delicious.
Delicious.
You drown in it.
That, everything is perfect. I get it. But then there's one aspect, you understand? Umdu's still paying off debt, things are, and you're like, babe, let me just help you out. Just this once. just this once becomes you completing this person's debt.
Yeah.
Just this once becomes you giving this person your car. And then all of a sudden your car's towed and then you're paying.
I've paid deposit for a car for.
Cheers.
Lost in the sauce.
Too
Did
much.
you get that back?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Sometimes lost in the sauce is you selling your home.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine selling an entire.
No,
home.
people fund entrepreneurship journeys. You understand?
Ty, you know what the thing about it is, and this is the problem with people when you guys are in love and you are both lost in the sauce. I was on his medical aid.
Hey.
I was on his medical aid.
Did you?
We were.
What procedures did you do? Did you use that medical aid?
Oh, hell yeah, I
Very
did.
good. Okay, I
Went
get
to the
it.
dentist 5 times a year, unnecessarily. But I think because we were so good together,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I genuinely believed
Mm.
that this is gonna work. This is my guy. This
Sure.
is my husband. There's no way this guy. I'm on his medical. My mom was like, I'm like, take me off your medical aid. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
Was
I'm
it
a-
quite hectic?
and I was like, what? When he left school before me, so I was still at Vets Tech, and so he worked before me.
Mm.
My pocket money from home was for me and my clothes, and my boyfriend would come with groceries.
Wow.
We were really building. So when he got in a car crash, he didn't have insurance and that story, and now he's blacklisted and he needed. I was like, you know what?
Okay.
FNB has been bothering me about getting a credit card. Let me get it. You will sort it out, and you can get yourself a car. And because he's in marketing, he needs to travel. He needs a car, or he loses this job, and I lose my perks. Negro, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of it all, you realize that is a reckless move
Yeah.
on his part, on my part, because when the debt now is not paid or settled, it belongs to the ID
Kgomotso,
number.
Meso.
You?
Very good.
Yeah.
Siyabulela. Lost in the sauce.
Yo, for me, it's just like staying around longer than I should have. You know,
Linger.
Yeah. You are just there. And every time something goes wrong, you have hope
Of course.
that he's going to come back around
But I
again.
love him.
He's gonna do right
him.
by you.
And also, there's this thing that we as women do. I think it's falling in love with potential. You know, you see that is what he could be. Mara, he's here now, and you see that he's not that. And I've learned from those experiences. There was one major relationship, and I just feel like I know better now, and that's why we do things
Incrementally.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that you literally say you fall in love with potential? It is the worst when you fall in love with a fantasy.
Yeah.
At least for me.
You
So,
make it up in your head quite literally.
Mamela, he's done it once. And for the next 10 years, you are chasing that once.
Yeah.
Because he was so amazing the first
Once.
date. You have decided that he will do that again because it felt so good. You want it to be repeated. So what do? You linger because you want to feel that thing that you felt when you were like, take me again. You know? Instead of fighting all the time, instead of the little disagreements that you are having all the time. All you want is that moment
That one.
for it to repeat.
That's
And
painful.
also Imela Toto.
That's
Honey, it won't come.
That is
It will take you from the diver. It will never come.
Not the diver.
It will never come. It will never come. Because if he was that person consistently, you would know. The only reason that moment happened is because he was courting you.
Sure.
The courtship is over.
Yeah.
So
But
when
how do you know that you're lost in the sauce? That's my thing. How do you know that Mdasekaya, the brains must come back? What's happening here?
You know, funny enough, in most instances, you don't see it while you're in it. You only see it in
Of
hindsight.
course.
And I can tell you, Andy, I can tell you till I'm blue in the face. This is not it. This is not it, my blue. It's not working.
Can't.
But you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm going to burden you with, all of these statements. And so I think for most of us, we have to learn the hard way. And sometimes you need to face the consequences of what you go through. You know, your ID number is going to be used for what. But that's how the game goes, I suppose.
Do you have one person that you know you can rely on to be like, hey sis?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Come back.
I don't have 55,000 friends. So even when people want to throw surprises for me, I remember my baby shower, I was like, yo, guys, I don't know who you're going to call it. I have no clue. I have friends. And I did say, right at the beginning, I don't like people. I am sociable. I'll never be nasty. It's not that when we are together, it's not gonna be nice, but I am not drawn to a lot of people at the same time. So we can start off as a group of friends. Somebody's falling off because I don't. Maybe I'm terrible. Maybe I don't know how to share.
It's because you're an Aquarius. I'm sorry.
But
that is your character. I'm sorry.
But I struggle with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So once you are my guy or my girl,
till the wheels fall off.
So you will be that soundboard. I'm always ready to hear.
Got you.
So if I am not also an easy talker, so I can't suffer alone. But I think this friend of mine made sure, because she would be hella frustrated. Kgomotso, I didn't even know that you were half dying.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, now that I'm good, I know how to talk about it. You know, I don't want to say, flip. It irritates me so much that I do not want to do it. So I have my girl where even if I killed you, Andy, she would help me bury you.
What do you mean?
I mean exactly.
What in the Jeffrey Dahmer is going on?
In the Jeffrey
Double. Okay. All right then. Is that an accessory to a crime? Okay.
I do.
All right. Do you have one person for you?
You're within bounds.
Okay.
And I say this because I don't know how to approach people with my issues
and
my problems. I'm usually the go-to person. Like, everybody can just come bombard me.
My God.
You know? And I really don't know how to have those conversations. So I'll talk about things, but it would be like surface level stuff. You know, and I guess I've got one or two friends in my circle, but I still have those limitations. Like, I'll tell you, but within bounds.
Time. Give
you know
yourself
what it
time.
is? I think it's part of the fact that we're in broadcasting, whereas no matter what's happening in your life, that 3 hours composure, it's an act of
100%.
service. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Even if people are dying, it's a pandemic, and you understand? Composure, you understand? Which is a curse and a blessing at the same time.
It's also psycho. I remember
very crazy.
There was a lady we used to work with her here. She was going through some hardships, like hectic hardships, and she would be on the mic, literally weeping.
Oh, Goslam.
And nobody would know. When she turns off the mic,
Oh, Goslam.
then it's mic on, and I was just like, you know, when you don't even know what to say, and it's that thing. No one will ever know what you're going through when you don't share.
Absolutely.
No one will ever know what you're going through, even when you share, because walk in someone's shoes, you would still have to be them to feel it the way they feel it.
Absolutely.
You would still have to have their persona. The only way you feel how I feel is if you are really me. Because there's references, there's my history, all of these things put together will allow me to feel a certain way and not allow me to feel a certain way. So even this walk a mile in my shoe, it will still not be accurate. It will get you close, but it will still not be an accurate feeling, so that even when you are going through tragedy, we could lose a brother, both of us. You'll deal with it differently, I'll deal with it differently. And we've lost a brother same time, at the same age. You know, people are different, you know. But I think the one thing that I've learned throughout, because I was exactly like you, I would not talk about nothing. I mean, I lost a child and I was told nobody. I spoke about nothing, you know, and people was just like, she could be okay. But I said nothing to no one, you know. But with time, you realize that offloading is therapy.
Absolutely.
So that one thing that you're looking for that guy, you will want it for yourself too.
True.
And you will start finding, you will find your safe. Your safe you will find. No matter I don't tell everybody my business, but I definitely have my safe. Yeah.
You know what I've realized? I think in relationships, the older you grow, because aging is ghetto, but nonetheless, the older you grow, your boundaries or your rules and your what's when it comes to relationships that you want change very quickly. So the prospect now of dating a younger person, it's not like a horrible thing now. You're like, well, I mean, I guess, because also the younger generation, they speak. The people speak. They go into things are normal for them. Versus the older generation, where you're like, hey, just here's a rock. You understand? So, you spoke about dating younger. How are you handling that aspect? Do you find that younger people are now more attracted? I feel like it's a thing, you know, for me currently.
I'm still very young, guys.
Semand
I don't know,
Bangwem,
So your younger is 12.
What's it?
Stay away when I tell you.
Rash, Sana. She said it. That's my mind.
I'd love for younger guys to approach me.
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen often.
Really?
No, it doesn't.
I think they don't tell you their age. That's why.
Or maybe I
Because
give,
you guys assume that you're the same age.
or maybe I just give off my Griza energy. I don't
Laugh.
know. I don't know what
Laugh.
it is.
Absolutely.
But I'd love for younger guys to approach me.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do it
Auditions
now.
are open,
No,
guys.
no. I'm in a relationship. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, Semand. Mm.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen often, and I'm still trying to figure out what exactly that is. Because I
Yeah.
mean, for someone to come into my life, you're 72, for example.
Who's 72? The person.
You're 72, and then you come and you tell me you're 27.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what that is. I don't know which part, of me actually attracts those kind of people.
The much older guys.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I think they are probably attracted to the younger. It's not necessarily
Oh, absolutely.
you. I think older guys are very much attracted to younger girls. I think they think it would make them feel younger. And they also, I think, see it as a prospect of control, see it as a prospect of
Vitality.
they also don't have burdens. Kgomotso as a
Yeah,
child
Yeah.
has experienced 55 heartbreaks.
Yeah.
I come with burdens.
Yeah.
So the younger, it's a break from their failed marriage, it's a break from their failed 55 relationships.
Yeah.
So it's a break. I've dated younger, 5 years younger.
Oh, is it?
I have.
5.
What was that like?
Yeah, 5 was amazing. I would do it
Really?
all over again.
Come on, do it all over
I'm
again.
about to do it all over again. So I've dated younger, and I think for me, younger when it's age is relative. Younger when it's your brains is a completely different
Oh,
thing.
that's true.
It's a completely different thing. This past weekend, a child born in 1999 told me that I
Hey.
want to talk to you. I was like,
Ma'am.
no, sir.
Wow.
I was like, no.
1999.
1999.
2009.
They are not even
20.
yeah.
Love it
Thanks.
for you.
Thanks.
Love it. So how
So-
young is too young then?
When we are out of, I think even a decade I would struggle, hey?
Yeah.
Because
That's a lifetime.
I think for me, 5 years I can manage because I feel like you can catch up. Even if some things you are not there yet, I feel like it's an easy catch up. 5 years passes by very quickly.
Yeah.
A decade is a generation.
You experienced the pandemic very differently.
Right.
What do you mean?
So I don't want to date a guy 10 years younger. But I must say, because I'm a hypocrite,
Okay.
Okay.
if the 10 years younger guy makes sense, I'm having any else.
Makes sense how?
It's in conversation, Andy. I've dated a guy 10 years older than me. He made 0 sense.
Oh.
Zero.
Oh.
Zero. And I mean, zero. I was like, your reasoning is not for me. I'm not saying you are dumb. I'm just saying
There may not be somebody upstairs.
it's not for me. And I'm happy that you and I can establish this right at the beginning.
Yeah.
That we don't like the same things. Our outlooks are completely different. We don't. I can't party all the time. I can't. So if I find a youngster that doesn't party all the time, or the youngster finds me, as it happens,
Hello.
doesn't party all the time, in tune with themselves, like you said, they've got themselves figured out. They are working in their mental health. They are okay, and they understand that we are human, and we can treat each other as human.
That part.
That ish could fly, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if they are 10 years younger, that ish
Come
could
on.
fly. But the youngest I've ever had is 25. Not 25, 5 years
I was
younger
about to
than
say, what
me.
do you mean?
No.
We said your
5
limit was
years.
10.
5 years younger than me. But approach the young boys. I'm like, play in your own playing field. He is old, but they come. I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe they are tired of the 2K vibe, where they are like,
Yeah. They tell us TikTok challenges.
these girls are too fast. I don't know what it is. But man, they come in fast and furious.
They really do.
This friend that I tell you about teases me all the time. When we walk past young boys, like, watch, they are going to look at you. Oh, look, one of them wants your number, and we'll
Come
sit in
on.
the restaurant like, hey, I don't mean to disturb. Can I please just get you? And I'm looking at this baby. I'm
Kgomotso.
like, honey, you're so young. So I do have a young
Spirit.
give off.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Energy.
I don't know what it is.
Have you noticed that men dating younger is seen very differently with women dating younger?
Yeah.
Because men, it's a vitality buzzer game. Hey, hey, hey. Whereas with women, it's like, oh, Stella's getting her groove back. Shem. It's you're trying.
It's empowering.
Yeah.
You're like, Shem,
What
what
a
a hell,
laugh.
Shem, what a phase.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's very different.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put my family on blast.
Ooh. Tell us.
I've got a cousin who's dating older, much older,
Oh.
and we think it's an interesting relationship. We think it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
But me, with my 72-year-old, if I had, entertained that whole
Amela,
situation,
he's a
Yeah, I get you.
imagine all the labels
I get
as
you.
a young
Of
woman.
course.
So I do think it really does differ.
Yeah, and I think we also judge harshly, and don't come at me, but I think when we look at relationship dynamics, we are always very harsh to the guy. Always.
You think so?
I know so. It
In what
doesn't
way?
mean they don't get away with murder, by the way. But I think when we look at an older guy wanting a younger girl, we always assume the worst.
Oh, yeah.
We always will assume the worst. And like you said, when it's an older woman dating younger, it doesn't feel like it's the worst thing that could happen. It almost feels like, oh, you go girl, you can date younger. But when the guy does it, it's a completely different dynamic. And I think it's also our traumas
Yeah.
with guys, with patriarchy, with the controlling of a girl, all of those things. I think those traumas sometimes are a terrible filter. Sometimes the guy was truly just attracted to you. Your age was the last thing he thought of. He was not on a hunt. You passed, and he was like,
Hey. Yeah.
it happens, guys. It really, really does happen. The same way it happens for us. But I think, and it's fine because we all get our passes, hypocrisy when it comes to gender, whether it's gender roles or gender relationships, it's there, it exists. And I think sometimes we accept it too much, and sometimes it's to our detriment, But I do think it's something iffy if a 40-year-old is asking out a 20-year-old girl.
What are you doing?
I'm asking what you're doing. Do I think it's iffy when a 60-year-old asks a 40-year-old woman? No.
Yeah.
So the gap
You've experienced things.
can be exactly the same, but it's the timeline that's a bit
I get
important.
you, I
Yeah.
get you.
And I think for the girls, for me, I judge them the same. If you're a 40-year-old and you're going out with a 20-year-old, I'm like, what is it that you are trying to achieve? And it's not for me to judge, but guys, we judge. Let's not lie to each other and say we don't judge, but then once you are 60 and they're 40, I don't care. So I think all those things, we need to find a way to kind of navigate them without having this hammer all the time that we want to, hand down and hammer down.
I somewhat think that women get judged, particularly for dating younger, because it seems like it's a phase. It's not like you are in a
You are not in
You know
love.
what I mean? It's like it's just a phase. You're just getting your groove back, but you're like, hey, I'm here. I am in it. This is a person that I actually see something with. But people are always trying to, get you past the phase that, okay, once you're done here, here's
Who's
somebody,
next? Yeah.
I want you, there's somebody I want you to meet. You know what I mean?
I think it also has to do with the woman or the female anatomy
Yeah.
and how much, or the limitations that we have, and then you get the man at 93. You can still,
Yeah.
you
They can
can
still have babies.
yeah,
they
you can still give
do
me a baby
everything. Yeah.
at 93.
Yeah.
They
So
can.
it could be that as well.
Okay,
Like,
they
oh my
can.
gosh,
You're
you're
right.
actually, you're just phasing out.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait for that to happen.
Yeah.
But with the man, it's we flip it. It's an entirely different conversation.
Yeah.
I was saying, man, do what dating young. Okay, guys. I gave you guys homework.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
We have the last segment.
Where?
I gave you homework.
Where?
I feel like somebody here has not done a homework, but angazi.
We don't know who it is.
Angazi Who it is.
My dog ate my book.
Oh, okay. I get you.
My dog ate
She
my
don't
books.
have a dog, by the way, but it's fine. It's okay. Moriva, don't run. But nonetheless, you guys have an assignment, which is to write a letter to your future self. So you let us know who or when is your future self, and then you'll proceed with your letter.
Okay, I'll start.
Who wants to start?
Please.
Tata.
Since you've done your homework.
Head girl. Head girl, you can start. Okay.
My future self could be tomorrow.
Okay.
Actually.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Come on, 24 hours. Okay.
And no man, we'll kick off your own show. If Steve Jobs could be fired at Apple, we can fire you, honestly. Wow, come here 24 hours. What trash.
Okay, carry on. All right.
Okay. Dear future self, your journey this far has been one for the books. I'm proud of you for beating the odds one battle at a time, even with the burden of anxiety and trauma on your back. Forgive me for not doing better, even though I knew better, and for staying in spaces for longer than I should have.
Sure.
You're not quite there yet, a constant work in progress, but you are a star for trying. Everything you've attained is everything you've worked for. Never mind those who try to make you feel undeserving. Never mind the naysayers. They're in the stands, watching your show.
Come on.
You are deserving of the same love and respect that you so selflessly give to others, even on your less perfect days. Dear future self, I'm certainly not where I need to be, but I'll keep striving, because that's what you deserve.
Come on. I love it.
The end.
Yay!
She said all my haters will have VIP seats.
100% do it. Buy a
the
ticket.
table.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Buy a ticket, stand alive, watch me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Home.
How are you not going first?
Hey,
Eh?
I've done mine.
Have you done yours?
Google me online.
Oh my God, Google me online.
Child.
Dear future self, you are here, and that's so important. You are still here. You're still kicking butt,
Yeah.
wrinkled or not.
Hey.
You are still kicking butt, and I'm so glad that you were able to get to this point, because there has been plenty of opportunities for you not to get here. There's been plenty of opportunities for you not to feel as good as you feel.
Sure.
There's been enough mentions and enough obstacles to doubt who you are. But look at you, you're here. So that alone deserves a pat on the back. Love continuously. Whatever you do, dive in. We are divers! We are divers!
Put your swimming costume.
Dive in. Even if you've been married for 20 years, dive in. Even if it is your 100th anniversary, dive in one more time. And I hope that you continue to love yourself, and you continue to love others, and you continue to be this beacon of light. Your first son's name is literally Khanya, because you always knew that you will always be a light bearer. Wow. So continue being the light, continue shining, continue being you, because being Kgomotso is absolutely fabulous.
Amen.
On.
That's beautiful.
Better Chad Leclerc. Ladies, thank you so much for coming through for Girl Let's Talk.
Thank you.
And also, you better be in the comment section, okay? You better share, like, comment. You hear the other YouTubers, so do the same thing. Like, share, comment, okay? We want to hear all about it. Share it to everybody else, and also have these conversations with you and your girlfriends as well. But for now, goodbye.